Feast of Tabernacles was near. But when his brothers had gone up to the feast, he also went up, not openly, but as it were in secret. Some of the inhabitants of Jerusalem said, "Is he not the one they are trying to kill? And look, he's speaking openly, and they say nothing to him." But the authorities have realized that he is the Christ. But we know where he is from. When the Christ comes, no one will know where he is from. So Jesus cried out in the temple area as he was teaching and said, "You know me, and you know where I am from. Yet I did not come on my own, but the one who sent me, whom you did not know, is true. I know him, because I am from him, and he sent me." So they tried to arrest him, but no one laid a hand upon him, because his hour had not yet come. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
So remember in a special way, each of you, in this Mass today, as we gather on this fourth Friday in this Lenten season. I couldn't help but remember the beauty of this first reading, the Book of Wisdom, a holy innocence. And so I want to reflect for a few moments with you on this great gift of holy innocence. And especially in these days as we are preparing for Easter and the Triduum, holy innocence can be acquired. It is part of, in a sense, of what we can learn from children as we reflect upon them in these days. Because of the circumstances in which we find ourselves, we can have much time to reflect on the beauty and innocence of children. Because they stand for us as a perplexity to the world's glamour. Children by their very nature, in a sense, show us that the world has been contaminated, but the children show by their very innocence of life the beauty and the simplicity of what it was for Adam and Eve in the garden before the fall. If we were to look to them, in a sense, to find in children this great gift. And so how can we acquire this holy innocence, especially in these days of the coronavirus, the COVID-19? Look to children. Look to their example. I couldn't help but also thinking of a couple of movies that you might be able to watch in this time while you're gathered. I may not recommend it for little children, but at least for teens and young adults and you as adults. One is, the first being a beauty of the innocence, is life is beautiful. One of the Holy Fathers, St. John Paul, articulated a number of years ago that was a great film that was broadcasted from Vatican City. In it, Guido, the beautiful gift, a Jewish man, a waiter in a restaurant, who was captured during World War II and placed in a concentration camp. He and his son, his wife was, in a sense, put in another section in the concentration camp. The beauty of the film, I won't tell you the whole thing because obviously we don't want any trailer alerts. But the beauty of it was that he played a game with his son, witnessed to him beauty and the simplicity of life and of holy innocence. Couldn't also help but thinking of another movie that you might be able to take advantage of during this time of being homebound, and that would be Greater Glory. Many of you who are Hispanic know of the young lad, now Saint Jose Sanchez de Gria. In the movie, the Cristo Reys, those who were fighting for the Catholic liberty from the oppressive government at the time, in it proves, in a sense, what St. Paul says, that all things are possible with God. Jesus himself says in the gospel, with God all things are possible. So on this fourth Friday, let us take advantage of the opportunity to think about our children, our grandchildren, our nieces, our nephews that are children. May we see in them that original holiness of innocence. And as we see in that first reading, Christ himself, who is the innocent lamb gone before the slaughter of those who've persecuted him, may we too gain that same holy innocence.